Frosty, and we are finally back live. How's everyone doing? Here for the Arrows versus Minotaurs games. If you just give me, we don't, obviously. The people at home to hear our voices twice over the speaker, so just get that quiet for us. Anyway, how's everyone doing today? We're here live with the Arrows versus Minotaurs in this Rocket League best of 5 match for the British Esports Championships. My name is George Townsend, also known as Dry Salad XXL, and I'm joined here today by my beautiful duo.
My name is Jacob, last name Tawulski, Polish, very hard to say, Kabli, known by.
And so what are you looking forward to seeing today, Jacob, from these two teams? Obviously,
Teams,
we don't know much about them, tournament is still quite young. What sort of things are you hoping to see come out of the game?
I'm just hoping for just a clean and close game, to be honest. Those are the most exciting ones. I heard the two teams are quite similar in skill, so should be an interesting match, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think that the main thing, for us is obviously for these two teams, this is an opportunity for them to experience what it feels like to play in a competitive tournament. A lot of kids don't really have that chance growing up. I think esports is definitely getting into a stage now where those people, high school level, finally have a chance to show off their skills to the world. So hopefully with a good matchup
Yeah,
between
most
these
definitely. And we are off from kickoff immediately, going on to the Arrow side. Very interesting start.
two. Starting off immediately, both teams looking incredibly aggressive in their play. It's the
Especially
Minotaurs.
Yeah, especially Minotaurs.
Yeah, Minotaurs with the first attack of the game, just trying to glide that ball through the Arrow defense and not quite managing to find an opening.
Stolen again, they're really aggressive.
I like this style of play, I have to say. Both teams, right out of the gate, going on the front foot, not trying to sit back, not trying to let anything defensive happen. They just
Yeah.
want to get first on
No one
the
is
scoreboard.
playing
get them
around.
challenging up high as well.
Just Arrows are challenging the ball every single chance they get, but it just keeps landing on their side. Okay, it turns out it was actually Minotaurs. The name was switched around. My apologies. I believe you.
We do have a little bit of... Oh, in play here, the ball just bouncing over the top of the defender there. Minotaurs trying to find an
So
opening, trying to
close.
find it, just unable to squeeze it into the back
An
of the net
incredible
there.
save from Arrows.
Beautifully done from the Arrows defense as they look to now turn it into a goal of their own. Fantastic work. The Minotaurs there committed too many people forward. 3 men trying to squeeze that ball into that tight gap, and in the end, they get punished by number 7 off the Arrows, just sliding
They
it
had
through
no
that
one in
little gap.
defense, no one ready to block that ball. It just went straight in.
Maybe
It was slow, but it was accurate, and that's all
maybe
you
a
need.
bit of a lack of coordination, lack of communication there from the side of the Minotaurs, but they are straight
Yeah.
back on it. Fakes coming
Two
out from
fakes
both sides.
in a row,
And
and then
smash!
straight into the Arrows goal. What do you think about that?
Interesting
Wow.
that Arrows also went for the fake, but they had no one behind the
they
ball
had
to
no
defend
follow-up,
it.
and then they
So what
had,
ended up
they had no
happening
goalie
is the
either.
Minotaurs had a clean sight on goal. 1-1 almost immediately. 1 minute 15 in. Exciting game on our hands already.
Yeah, equalized immediately. That no one is letting up anything here. A simple mistake like that immediately cost them a
Yeah.
goal.
This time both teams not going for the fake, challenging in the air obviously, not looking for a repeat of that mistake.
Just challenging the ball at every chance they get. The defense on both sides is quite immaculate, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Loving this, absolutely no downtime.
Yeah.
Arrows maybe with an opening here, sets the ball up. No teammates nearby to hit that in though. We'll just bounce it back off that back wall above the goal.
Gets the rebound, but the defense seems to be holding control here.
Minotaurs will clear that one out onto the other side and go into an attack of their own, gliding it through. Brilliant save in the end.
Great save from Arrows once again. See, when the goalie is actually in the goal, doing a lot. And it seems like the Minotaurs defense could not catch up
Once
after that.
again, Minotaurs caught lacking at the back. Their Arrows with a complete open goal. It seems like that's the main thing the Minotaurs have to cope with so far. Is they're sending too many people up in attack. They're leaving those gaps at the back for
Yeah.
Arrows to just abuse.
Since these teams are so close, I think just the second that, they see no one is in defense, they just go for it.
Yeah.
And it works. A demo coming in from Arrows
Yeah.
onto Minotaurs.
That means it is a 2v3
Immediately
for the time being. Can they defend
One
this?
down.
And
Oh,
with
makes
that
the
one-man
space.
disadvantage, it looks like they were punished for it. Arrows getting their 3rd goal of the game.
Yeah.
3-1 up, 2 minutes in.
Made that space immediately with the demo. Could not respawn in time to help his team. No fakes this time coming around. Arrows
Yeah.
getting ball control on their side.
I think Arrows have learned from that one mistake. Obviously, the only goal they conceded was from that fake-off.
Yeah.
They left that gap at the back.
And I think they'll be trying that one again. Playing really aggressive.
Yeah, they have been on the front foot for the most part here. And they're counter 2 of their 3 goals coming straight off a save.
And see, Minotaurs just got a demo there, but they couldn't capitalize off of it because they were already in defense. So it just didn't matter. Oh, but a clean shot with the goalie running it away.
With the goalie completely not present.
Oh, I
at
believe
the
he was
time.
going for boost. Yeah,
Yeah.
the goalie went for boost at quite interesting time.
Obviously, beautiful control in the air there for the Minotaur. Striker manages to slide it into the back of the net. 3-2 now, just over halfway through this first round.
Going straight in, no fakes from either side.
Yeah, it seems both teams challenging at every opportunity now, not wanting to give up any open goals, not wanting to give any cheap goals away.
Ball control actually on the arrow side for most of this point here. Oh, but a swift counter attack. The defense caught up this time.
Yeah,
They learned from their mistakes.
Good tracking back there from the Minotaurs, managed to stay onto his man. Good haymakers, and once again, they might be left open at the back, but beautiful defense there for number 3, seeing the shot
once
coming
again,
and cutting it off.
they're seeing the openings this time, and they're not letting up the same mistakes.
They seem to have closed it up at the back.
Incredible mid-air dribble
Look
from
at that.
arrows. Bit of style. Not much sustenance,
But
unfortunately.
he was matched in the air by the Minotaurs defender.
Yeah.
Back now. Trying to get a little bit of teamwork in there with the passing, not quite working out for them. I think one of the things both teams need to work on a bit here is that their chemistry seems to be a little bit off. You know, they're trying to make sort of passing maneuvers happen, but they're not really in the same line. They're not really in sync with each other. Things are just sort of being hit around randomly. And
Yeah, you can definitely see that on the Minotaur side, especially on when they all go on attack. It's just no structure.
Absolutely.
But now they're hanging back. They're playing it very safe.
Yeah, I think obviously the arrows here, they have it all to lose, so they've sort of slowed down the game a bit, not wanting to take too many risks. Obviously, you don't want to flip this lead in the last minute of the game. But, you know, trying to capitalize wherever they can. If they see an opening, they will obviously go for it.
That being said, they're still not letting up any opportunities, though. They're still going in for those shots.
Beautiful defense there, taking it straight out of the hands of the Minotaurs player there, not letting them get any momentum in this one, trying to just stall the game as long as possible. 30 seconds left on the clock, a 1-point lead so far for the Arrows. Can the Minotaurs push this one into overtime?
The Arrows are just not letting up the ball go to their side. They're just not letting it happen. They know the time constraint they have.
Yeah, it's really, really strong defending here from the Arrows. Playing it off the wall here. Oh, a
An
beautiful
incredible
setup
shot,
there.
but a good save from Minotaurs.
That was a lovely little pass there. Managed to connect it. It was clearly going
counter attack.
Oh! The
Just
Arrows nearly let the ball
high.
slip there, but it
And
just
I
went too high.
believe
And I think they will close
that
out
was
game
it.
1 here.
That
Yeah,
was
3
it.
seconds left on the clock. One more point, that's 4-2. No chance for Minotaurs to get back into this one. It looks like game 1 will go the way of the Arrows here. Yeah. It looked like Minotaurs finally found their opening. Beautiful passing play.
It was just a little too... It's just too late.
Yeah, and a little bit too overzealous, you know, committed, and again, they were left open at the back.
Every time they overcommit, they just get punished immediately by Arrows.
Yeah.
Just without a second to spare.
And of course, not to take any credit away from the Arrows, very well played in that first.
I don't know what I can see because of this.
And we're back in for game 2 of 5 here. Arrows against Minotaurs. Obviously, Arrows taking that first game in style. Will the Minotaurs be able to bounce back for this one? We will see. Obviously, looking to clean it up a bit at the back. Make sure they don't overcommit to those offensive plays. Keep the scoreline a bit more tight for this one.
As you can see here, 2 Minotaur players actually hanging back on the defense. Make sure that they just don't get pushed like they did last time. Because really and truly, every time they pushed, the second they miss, it was over for them. They had no one in defense.
And to be fair to the Minotaurs, it was a close game right until the end. You know, scoreline of 3-2, they still had chances.
Yeah.
But it was really down to their own mistakes that they ended up giving up that first game. And Arrows, of course, well played to punish those mistakes and capitalize off them.
Zoro with a nice dribble mid and unfortunately met by the Minotaur goalie.
Yeah, the players definitely calmed down a little bit since the start. Obviously, it was a bit hectic. Ball just sort of being smacked around all over the place. I think the build-up seems to be a lot more collected now. The defense seems to be a lot more structured. So it's nice to see these two teams sort of sitting into their styles a bit more now that they've calmed down, I think.
Yeah,
after
most
that first
definitely.
game.
I felt like, you know, early game jitters, you know, it happens.
Yeah.
But now Minotaurs a lot more coordinated, it would seem. Especially with their attack and defense. They're always ready to go back whenever they see that they've made a mistake.
Yeah, and the players, you know, fulfilling their positions, not leaving gaps in areas for the arrows to
Mm.
exploit here. As we see a demo coming out, first one of the round. In this 2v3
Quick
situation,
demo.
we'll be able to punish them. Doesn't look like
Slightly
it's
off
obviously-
target.
Yeah, obviously on the defensive end, a bit hard to make use of that demo that they got.
Mid-air interception, not letting arrows get an easy goal.
Both teams doing well to sort of just snuff out any danger before it starts. You know, no real big
Mm.
chances here yet in this second game. 2 minutes in now.
Off from right now, never mind. Once again, taking the ball off of Zoro, not letting him get in, not like last game.
This could be the first opening here. No, but again, good defending. That shot
Minotaurs
does look
on
high,
the
but will he be able to get
offensive,
it off the back?
mid-air misses slightly.
Oh, it comes off the backboard. He's
And
not
the
able to
defense
catch his own
misses
assist.
as well.
Yeah.
Mm. Luckily, the third player was able to catch the ball, or Zoro would have made a absolute mockery of the defense.
Yeah, Dying Knight trying to find an opening there for himself, but he's good defending again from the side of the Minotaurs. Usually hit the back wall again. Very, very calm, collected play from both sides. Crane trying to just find any sort of opening here. Obviously, 1 point could make the difference in this game.
Mm. Taking it very slow this game.
Hellspawn.
Another opportunity, Zoro shuts it down immediately with a mid-air block.
A nice clean
And Zoro
save.
coming in again.
Saw an opening there maybe, but it was 2 men in front of the ball, not really able to find any way past.
Mm.
As now the arrows look to attack on their own. But the problem is here, it looks like when both teams go for the attack, it tends to be in like a 1v2, 1v3 situation. And
Yeah.
they need that sort of numbers advantage to be able to make plays with each other. Just like this, if they can get 2 people in, try to knock that into the back of the net, but he's just blocked off.
Ooh.
As the demo comes out, can they now
Demo
punish
once
this in a
again.
3v2 situation? It looks unlikely. Clean defending, knocking it around his man. But again, nobody's really able to get any momentum going on the ball. You know, I haven't really seen any players on the ball for more than 2-3 seconds this game. Sort of trying to find their footing, trying to find a way around their men. But you have to say it's been both defending from both sides. Credit to them.
Defending is absolutely incredible. Mid-air dribble. Everyone on the defense line of the arrows was not letting that one slide.
Absolutely not. Obviously, with 1 minute 25 left in this game, a single point could be the decider in this one. Much less hectic, much less scoring than that first game. It seems both teams are a bit more scared of losing, a bit more scared of giving up those points.
Believe overtime will be seen in this match, particularly.
Could be, and it seems like both teams are just leaving 2 men behind every time they go to attack. You know, they have sort of support players, but they're not committing too hard. They don't want to commit too hard because they're scared of giving up that point of the belt.
Yeah, especially Minotaurs, since they learned from first game that arrows are extremely aggressive on the counter attack. Every single time they committed 2 players and they just had no one on defense. So this time they're playing it more defensively and just, you know, it's more of a standstill.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Clock getting down to 45 seconds now. Still no team yet to break through the opposition defense. So we see a shot going high again, going wide, but finally the side of the Minotaurs were able to find an opening. I think
I
the
didn't
arrows
quite
managed
catch
to
that.
mess themselves up a bit actually at the back
Yeah.
here. They weren't expecting this to go. Oh no, and to be fair to him in the end, it was just a beautiful self-assist.
Yeah.
Hits it up off the backboard, flies in, predicts the landing of the ball perfectly, caresses it into the back of the net, and that's 1-0 now for the Minotaurs, who aim to tie up the series.
And now Arrows is in the same position that they put Minotaurs in last game. Their Minotaurs have been extremely aggressive, and Arrows are 1 down. Have to tie it up.
And the arrows now might be forced to be
A nice mid-air dribble coming in.
taking over there his teammate. The arrows now will be forced to leave gaps at the back, which means that the Minotaurs could close this game out with a dagger here if anything goes wrong for the arrows, as they have to get that point to stay in it.
They're looking for it, but they can't shake off 3 plays at once. They just
No.
can't.
With 5 seconds on the clock and no real opening, it looked for a second like he'd managed to just
No.
about find the shot he needed, but they're just. Oh! It was
A
half a
last
second on the
second
clock.
goal
I
from
didn't think he
Zoro
had the
from the
time.
top.
I didn't think
Wow.
they had the time. I thought the clock had
That
already ticked
was-
down to 0 seconds. But Zoro, in the death of it all, just caresses it into the back of the net. 1-1 now. We are going to see overtime in this game too. Arrows not going out without a fight just yet.
That was insane.
I was
I
prepared
don't
to
think
call it
anyone
a day.
expected
I was
that.
prepared to call it a day on that one and say 1-1. Let's go next. But now into overtime we go.
Zoro is not letting that happen, not one bit. Immediate aggression,
And
then
Zoro back
Zoro
to
once
back.
again.
Fantastic for Zoro. Doesn't let the team get knocked out. Takes it to overtime. Puts them in the lead now. Zoro 2-1 for the arrows here. That is a one-man
Single-handedly.
carry if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, single-handedly just outsmart 3 players.
Fantastic.
Absolutely incredible from Zoro. Star
Fantastic.
player, that's for sure.
And a game that looked like it was going the way of the Minotaurs now. thought we might. I don't think we have much of a break as we get into game 3 here of this best of 5. The Arrows now with a 2-0 lead. Obviously, if they win this one, that would close out the series. Minotaurs need to make something happen. And they have!
Demo. Wow.
Fantastic.
That was 1 second on the clock.
Fantastic start from the Minotaurs, attacking the ball straight from the get-go. One man went for the demo, as you saw on the right, as the other went straight for the goal, finding that opening right into the bottom left corner. 1-0 Minotaurs, 1 second into the game.
I feel like Minotaurs feel frustrated. The way they're playing now is just that last second goal. It definitely put them on edge.
Yeah, and I think definitely they know they have to pull out something special here because they do not want to go home with a 3-0 defeat. You know, losing is one thing, getting swept is a completely separate topic. So let's see how they can bounce back. Obviously, great start into this third game.
Absolutely incredible start. And if this goes anything like the last game, if they can just block Zoro off, then, you know, I could see in it being 1-0. 1-0.
Yeah, obviously the main thing now for the Minotaurs is how do they defend back-to-back games. They seem to lose it on the defensive end. You know, their attack is clearly well structured, clearly well put together. But what matters is can they hold a clean sheet? Can they make sure that the Arrows don't find those openings? See, 4 minutes on the clock. Minotaurs currently 1-0 up, trying to push this one to a game 4.
Arrows once again with a clear, strong defense coming in. 3 players immediately on the ball when it goes on their side, not letting up anything go. They know they're 1-0 down. They cannot let it go any further.
Zoro now. Oh, and it looks like the Minotaurs have found their way through again. It's 2-0. I think a bit of a misstep from the defender there. Misjudged the speed of the ball, misjudged the timing of the ball.
Slightly missed.
Yeah, just went past it. Left the goal completely open. 2-0 now for the Minotaurs against the Arrows here. And this is a fantastic start. Exactly what they needed to bounce back from those first 2 losses.
They're really trying to recuperate their losses. Playing more aggressive.
And I like this style.
But Zoro is not letting that happen. He's not letting it fly.
Zoro, the man of the hour right now, refuses to let the Arrows go
you
out.
know what? 2-0, I'll do it myself.
He wants this sweep. He wants them to get a 3-0 win. Obviously, still down in this game. But Zoro pushing that gap just down to 1 point now between the two teams. 3 minutes 44. But a much more action-packed game already than the last one.
Oh, most definitely.
A really different start there. High and mighty ball. Just hitting it back on the backboard.
Zoro.
1-2.
Mid-air block. Not letting it happen.
Yeah, no
Minotaurs
space
are
for the
not
open
trying to let
player.
up their lead.
Strong defense from the Minotaurs in the end. They might have left a bit of a gap here. Back, just chipping it over his man. Good recovery defense there from the man who scored 2 himself.
Again, Zoro really is just trying to make opportunities for his team, or even himself, rather.
Yeah, you can tell from the way that they're set up that Zoro seems to be the main offensive focus.
Yeah.
Obviously, the other 2 been fantastic on defense so far. Most bad. Very, very good in creating that build-up play. Zoro seems to be sort of the finishing man,
Yeah.
guy who sets up those plays at the other end. As we see, perhaps an opening here, but with the 2v1 situation, I think Minotaurs were able to clean this one out quite easily. Demo coming out as well.
on the defender.
That does mean they're stuck in a
Of
bit of a 2v3 for just a couple seconds.
He's back, but with no boost.
And I think that demo really hurt them there. Having
Yeah.
just 2 men back on the defense meant they had to overcommit to try and stop that ball from getting in. And by the time he respawned, the ball had already gone past him. Hellspawn able to just clean that one up. 3-1 now for the Minotaurs. Looks like they might be trying to force this game 4 out. Let's see what the response is from the Confetti Arrows, who will have to be on the front foot here. Can't just let this game fall away from them. Have to try and make something happen. As Hellspawn immediately coming back with a second goal. Back to back, 2 for him. 4-1 lead now for the Minotaurs. Fantastic bounce back from them.
Yeah, absolutely incredible play this game. If they could keep it up for the rest of the series, I could see a comeback.
I could. And you know, everyone loves a reverse sweep. Absolutely everyone loves a reverse sweep.
Very much so. But I don't think Arrows are going to allow that to happen, especially not Zoro. He's really trying.
Oh, fantastic little attempt to dribble move there. The Confetti Arrows now It does seem like the confetti arrows, maybe their play has become a little less concentrated. Down 4-1 now, they're trying desperately to get points back with 2 minutes left on the board.
Yeah.
They know that they have to score soon or else this game is going to slip away from them. Zoro and Hellspawn meeting in the air. It's Zoro who comes out on top, knocking it past 1, past 2, but the third defender is there just waiting for him.
So once again, making it past Hellspawn with a teammate coming in.
Oh, the defender goes under it. Maybe Zoro has an opening here, hits it against the post. JK comes in, finishes it off for his man. 4-2 now. Just about 2 minutes on the clock. Can they make this comeback yet again?
Yeah. I feel like Arrows, they got a little sloppy after those 2 wins. They thought, oh, it's in the bag. And then they're kind of realizing that they need to do catch-up once again.
Yeah. And maybe the adrenaline a bit high after that comeback. Fantastic last-second equalizer.
Yeah.
Then winning in overtime.
Definitely.
I think they just need to come back down to earth a bit. Play the way that they need to play the way that they want to play. Don't let us slip away from them. Let's see already an opening making itself available here to Confetti. Zoro blocking it from getting back into their own half. Trying to make sure that ball just stays in the Minotaurs' half so they can constantly put pressure on that goal. Not give them any chances to close out this game.
So once again on the ball.
Meeting in the air. And they could have an overload here with 3 attackers against the 1 defender, but nice defending seems to cushion it away. Zoro just slides it into the top right corner. 4-3 now. They are not going to let this game slip away from them. They're going to play every last second and not let the Minotaurs get away without a clean sweep.
It's just like the first game. A single mistake. That's all they need to capitalize.
And just like that, they're right back into the game. Obviously, 1 point will force it into overtime from the Arrows. 1 minute left on the clock, and they are perfectly capable of scoring that 1 point.
Minotaurs showing early aggression here.
Zoro just quite didn't get enough on it. I don't think there. The goal mouth was left open there, but it looked like there wasn't really anyone to capitalize on that. Now Confetti looked to attack on the other side.
Getting past the defenders.
JKE. Oh! The defenders seem to not really communicate that one with each other, but it worked out in the end for them. Zoro keeping it in the side of the Minotaurs, making sure it stays in their half.
Yeah. I believe they collided with each other actually, and the ball itself.
Yeah, but the defense a little bit more collected now as the side of Minotaurs.
30 seconds remaining on the clock. Can Arrows bring it back?
Nice little bounce into the ground.
It's definitely...
Zoro hits it into 2 defenders there who are ready and waiting. 15 seconds now on the clock. JK tips it over his man. Zoro will try and take it down onto the end. They might again have an overload here. The defense is quick. The defense is right back there. Zoro around 1, around 2. But do they have anyone who can get on the end of this? It doesn't look like it.
I don't think anyone can capitalize unless it's right now.
Unless JKE has just about knocked it
Zoro
perfectly.
coming in again.
Oh. Zoro knocked it against the wall and out.
I thought we were going to see another last second goal.
Yeah, in the end, very good win for Minotaurs. 4-3. Nearly let it slip at the end, but they managed to stay strong. The defending balanced itself out right at the end of that game. And in the end, the Arrows will be forced to play game 4. Would you say ping diff?
I'd say so. Home field advantage.
I mean, look at that. 24 ping.
It is what it is.
How can you lose? 32 ping, 2 goals. Is that the MVP performance of all time?
I think it has to be, especially from last game with that last second clutch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
As you said, though, it's nice to see the 2 teams sort of fall more into a strategy now. It seems, you've got Zoro, clearly the offensive focus with a very strong defensive line of JKE and Madads. On the other side, you've got sort of, it seems more rounded structure where both all 3 players can both attack and defend together. They sort of have more flowing structure with each other that seems to be going around.
Yeah, most definitely. But there is also a downside that as if they commit too many people at the front, then as we saw in the first game, it's just a free shot.
Yeah, of course. And we'll see how they maybe adapt for this game 4 now. As Confetti want to close out the series as quickly as possible. The more you let the series struggle, if it then ends up going to a game 5, then it's just a complete toss-up between who wins. All it takes is 1 bad game and then series is over.
Very true.
So Confetti Arrows now with a 2-1 lead heading into game 4. We'll try and close it out. Obviously, they don't want this game to go to a game 5.
Not too sure. Okay, there we go. A little bit of miscommunication from the spectator side. So fine, did not miss much. Ball immediately on Minotaur's side. Arrow showing early aggression like they did in the first game. Hellspawn trying to go up.
Oof, just off the top right crossbar.
Zoro once again misses slightly. I think he meant to do that on target.
Good defense there to stop the counter attack as well. Zoro dribbling around his man, might have an open goal here, but good recovery.
Now
in the
Spawn
end.
is not allowing that to happen.
Very good recovery in the end. I will say as well, I like the start from the Arrows. They don't want to give the Minotaurs a chance to get a lead. You know, they want to just close it out as quickly as possible. Sort of stifle them by keeping that ball up there, making sure they're constantly on the defensive end.
Yeah, most definitely.
And this is good. This is a nice coordinated attack from Confetti. You know, before you sort of saw solo runs from different players. Here they're sort of three-man attacking, but not leaving spaces at the back either. You know, cutting off all the angles, making sure the ball can't get through.
Most definitely. Not giving Minotaurs a second to breathe. As I say that though, clear shot on target from the Minotaur side.
Yeah, but the Minotaurs, it seems like their only way out here is just to boot up the ball at pitch and sort of pray that they find a way through.
Yeah, but then even if they do, they still have one arrow player in the back
Yeah.
ready to just
But this
toss
could be
it
the angle
straight
they
back.
need. But no, just
Yeah.
as we said, perfect defending, and that defense is
And
led
that's
straight
actually a goal.
to a goal. What started as a block, King Mad Az ends up scoring. Sorry, KRNG Mad Az ends up scoring off his own block. Maybe a little bit of a lucky bounce, but you'll take a goal any day of the week. 1-0 to the Arrows now, and we're looking to close out the series with 3 minutes left in this game.
Minotaurs are definitely in a tough spot with the Arrows' aggression. They just can't seem to bounce back, and whenever they do, as we saw, you know, KR Kring Kring is there, just with the block immediately, not letting him breathe. A quick demo from Zoro,
Oh, this means they have
destroying
the
the
overload.
defense, quite literally.
3v2 there, Arrows weren't able to capitalize. And now Minotaurs maybe with their first chance of the game here, really.
Swift counter attack, but the Arrows' defense, they hold strong. Like, immediately to their goal.
Yeah, Zoro maybe could have found an opening there, but 3-man defense just wasn't quite able to. It seems like Arrows have settled into a bit more of a defensive formation now, letting Zoro go on those attacking plays, not wanting to concede a goal. They just want to see this one out and get that win.
Most definitely. But as you say that, Zoro went in for an incredible
Beautiful.
just aerial.
Yeah, beautiful aerial there from Zoro. Slides the ball right in between two of those defenders, as you can see, right here. Puts them up 2-0 with just about half of the game
I believe
played.
that was a musty flick.
That might have been a musty flip.
Actually, might have been. Doing quite a bit of flips in the air. Technical term, that is.
With the Arrows now up 2-0. Could it be 3 actually, as they find themselves in a bit of an awkward spot here, the Minotaurs now. Just clearing their lines in the end. But this defense from the Minotaurs...
Once again, Zoro
Oh,
is not letting up. He wanted a quick 3-0 sweep.
a quick double there for Zoro now. 3-0 for the Arrows, and perhaps 3-1 in the series, as only 2 minutes 29 left. Minotaurs down, and they haven't really had a chance yet this game.
Yeah, no, anytime they clear the ball, we've got the Arrows defenders ready to shoot it back immediately. As I said, that some miscommunication. Wow.
Yeah, a bit of a misstep from the Arrows. Let's one back in.
What
Could
happened?
still be a game on our hands.
Both defenders went for boost. Unfortunate timing. Probably could have communicated that a little better.
2 minutes 25 now, both teams attacking straight off the kickoff. I want to give an inch to the opposition side.
Dying Knight with a nice pass to Zoro, but a great block from TTV Vital Slays.
Very good read there from the defender now. And could
Yeah.
Minotaurs finally get on the front foot here? I think what they need to do is finally just, get some possession, get some time on the ball, not let Arrows control the game the way that they want to. And this could be an opening now here. Good defense in the end, just tips it over.
Once again, Arrow
Bang, bang.
defense is on it today. Not letting anything go through.
As we say that, 4 people jump straight past the ball, completely missing it. But it's fine.
The timing is absolutely incredible on some of this.
Look at that, just reading every play to complete perfection. Oof, thought for a second that one might have slipped through as well. Yeah, absolutely
Zoro
no way
doing
through
some
for the
class
Minotaurs.
defending. Onto Dying Knight. The ball is just always in their control.
Other than that one little slip up this game for the Arrows, they've been completely on it.
Yeah.
Controlling the pace of the game, almost always attacking, not giving the Minotaurs a chance to get back into the series. With just about a minute left on the clock, it looks like Arrows are going to close this one out if they can just stay strong.
As long as they just keep the aggression up and they just don't let up, I feel like there's not much Minotaurs could do here with only 1 minute remaining.
Minotaurs need to score now. They need to score soon, but Zoro holding that defensive line well. Look at that. 2-man defense, making sure they just have no way through whatsoever.
Kring, we don't really see much of him because he's always in the back, but he's doing a swell job of defending. I will say that much.
He's the Kante of the arrows, if you will. You know, he's
Truly
always there.
is. That is a great
He
comparison.
covers ground. He's always there, ready to defend, ready to get the ball. The arrows maybe took their eye off the ball just for a second there, but managed to clean up. And now possibly an open goal on the other end. Zoro wants to make it a hat trick for himself. 3 for Zoro, 4-1 for the arrows, and I think they might have taken this series.
I don't believe Minotaurs can come back with only 25 seconds unless they just slam in 3 goals and just hope for the best.
I mean, this would take an absolute miracle now for the Minotaurs to get back into this one. Obviously, they did take 1 game off the arrows. Almost 2, of course. There was that fantastic comeback in game 2.
That's very true.
But the arrows coming out clearly the stronger team in this game 4, not letting it go to 5. And with 15 seconds now on the clock and the ball in the half of the Minotaurs, you have to think it's slipping out of their hands.
You know, they're really trying, but even if they scored, it's over.
Clear of the pitch, Blind Knights will
they
comfortably take this one up, maybe even
Yeah.
score a 5th. And a fantastic way to end off the series. 5-1 for the arrows. Dying Knight getting his name on the score sheet. Doesn't want to feel left out.
He doesn't want
wants
to
to
feel
be up
left
there
out.
with
You
the
know, he's
boys.
defending most of the game. Like, you know, he's gotta have something.
Just get him up there. Last minute header, bang, top
And
bins.
that would be
Fantastic.
game
And
with an Arrows victory.
Arrows taking this series in the end, 3-1. Clean for the most part. Obviously, a little bit of shakiness in that
A
game.
bit overconfidence on the 3rd match, but in the 4th one, they brought back. They showed them.
Yeah,
They showed them why they won those first 2.
yeah, and proving overall that they are the better team in the series. So congratulations to the Confetti Arrows. My condolences, obviously, to the Minotaurs. But I think they showed some strengths. They showed definitely,
Definitely.
the ability, obviously, to take games off the Arrows and the ability to do well moving forward.
Yeah, I feel like if they went with if they versed a less aggressive team, they probably would have come out on top. But Arrows not letting that ball control let go, not any game.
Yeah.
No.
That will be all from us today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. It's been a fantastic time. Hope you enjoyed. Obviously, once again, congratulations to the Arrows for winning this series 3-1. We hope you all enjoyed watching and have a great rest of your day.